This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests are both from MidMichigan Medical Center. I have Hal Neiman, who is chairman of the board for the Development Council, and Ann Diamond, who is the Development Council chair.
Well, I'm the director, I guess.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe Hal, maybe you'll get a big raise with that title I gave you.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was working for the hospital, but it's great to hear.
Yeah, as a volunteer.
Yeah, I am.
And you know, that's where I'm going to start, Hal. You know, you're a busy business person in our community. You have a family, you have a home, you have lots of things you can do, and I know how many hours you donate to MidMichigan Medical Center to make sure everything's on track there at all times. Why is it so important to you?
Well, first of all, it's a labor of love because I really enjoy working with the hospital and watching how they've progressed over the last 15, 18 years since I've been involved with Ann and the Development Council program. It's exciting about the patient tower facility because we're talking $60 million of facility plus, and the impact on the community, broad, not just Alpena, but the greater Northeast Michigan, is really a mind blower if you begin to think about it. It's got so many opportunities for us, and it's just going to help the whole entire economic community grow. Plus, it's going to be so helpful to the folks in the area. They have an amazing hospital coming their way, and we hope they get engaged because it is exciting.
And you know, and that is very important if someone's looking to relocate to the area. I mean, hospital and schools are the two things that most families are interested in. They want to make sure that they can get health care nearby, and we certainly can get the health care we need nearby.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just an outward sign of how invested MidMichigan Health is in the Alpena community. You know, we are the most rural hospital in Northeast Michigan, but with this new $63.5 million addition, it really is, we're rooted in the community. We're going to be here for a long time, and we're proud to do that. As a nonprofit hospital, this whole COVID time has been very, very tough for a lot of hospitals, and freestanding hospitals that don't have an affiliation are really having a hard time making ends meet. So we're proud to be a part of MidMichigan Health and proud for their support, and really think that this is going to move Alpena right into the future of state-of-the-art healthcare.
And you know, being on the annual support committee at the hospital, it was exciting to be on the ground floor with everything and hearing about all the plans. And a lot of thought went into it, just not slapping up a tower and going to start charging big bucks for rooms. I mean, they thought about everything, and the private entrances for people with outpatient. I mean, you always see somebody coming out and they wonder what they're in here for. Well, that you've eliminated that. That's so wonderful. You know, that's an important thing.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest things that I feel has been so well thought out is that this patient tower has got nothing to do with administrative rooms, or there are no offices in there. There are no conference rooms in there. It's all patient care. So as you said, there's a private exit for surgical patients, post-op patients that can exit without seeing people as they're coming in. And it has been very, very well thought out. We've got, we'll include 60 private patient rooms. The pre-op and post-op will all be private now, which is what we don't have now, which is really going to be excellent for our patient care.
Hal, it's so exciting to drive by the hospital and see all the progress. I was there this morning, and the guys are working, tying concrete rebar together and doing stuff, and I was stopping and watching them. And the scope of the project, I've seen the drawings, but to me, when you see it, down in the ground and stuff, it's pretty exciting. So when is this going to come to fruition?
Well, they're talking in 2022, obviously,
wow.
And we'll see how that goes. But it's so exciting because we got to remember that it isn't just a building. Its ability then to attract more and more quality doctors is going to be amazing. We all want service in our own community, and this is so fantastic. Plus, they've got that connection to MidMichigan and then also to the U of M hospital. So this program and this decision to merge was, I think, one of the best decisions that's been made in a long, long time in this community.
So how can our community help? Obviously, there's a big financial part of this. And I mean, I know earlier in the year we went out and we had some good meetings and
Sure.
talked to people and got some good donations. Is it still too late for people to come on board and help out?
Well, actually, I'll let Ann speak to that in more detail, but we're really just getting started. We've got all the committees have been engaged. We're going to be meeting with them, each committee during the next month and a half. So we're on our way, and they'll be knocking at doors and talking to people, giving them the opportunity to recognize how they can be a part of this amazing event.
Okay, how can we be a part?
Well, as you well know, Nancy, the Development Council is made up of 5 different committees. So we've got people that will be contacting businesses, they can be contacting individuals. We already have a wonderful lead gift from the Besser Foundation that's a matching gift. And so we need some gifts to match that. And so we've got Hal leading the major gifts effort also. Our campaign chair is Dr. Bob Courier. So he's going to be out and about inviting people to help the project also. So all I know is with Hal and Dr. Bob, I'm going to be busy, and so are the Development Council committees. And we're real excited to give people the opportunity. And of course, if they have any ideas or questions, they can just contact me at the hospital, contact Hal at the store, and we'd be glad to answer any questions or provide any information that they have.
And when we all came together in the fall and all the committees were together in a room, I was so proud to be a part of the committee. Of course, our committee is the fun committee, but listening to everyone, you know, in the community, all the movers and shakers, people who have a lot of things on their plate, as does Hal, and they were so committed to this project, as were the people from Mid-Michigan who were there. You know, it's really an exciting time for all of us. And when Hal mentioned doctors, I get emails from Ann, and as do you, and there's always new doctors, new doctors, new doctors. How exciting that they've chosen to come to our community and, you know, bring their families and, you know, add to our community.
Well, I think when we talk about the economic impact also, we look at how people are moving within the state also, and with the whole COVID thing, you see a lot of movement up north. And so you know, economically, I think there's a lot of growth potential in the Alpena market also. And so I think you'll be seeing some new physicians, and of course with this building, who wouldn't be happy to, you know, be providing services there.
And I know with the Animal Support Committee, we've had to cancel our fun activities, but we haven't gone away. We'll still be out there and about, and, you know, stay tuned for more fun and good things coming from all the different committees at Mid-Michigan.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you both very much for being here. Hal, once again, thanks for all the volunteer hours that you do, and thank your committee too. And tell everyone here at WBKB-TV we're really excited and we're committed to the project also.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Nancy, for everything that you do for the hospital.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. I'll be right back with Ann Gentry from Downtown Development Authority following these messages. Hi, as promised, I'm back with Ann Gentry from Downtown Development Authority. Easy for me to say. Hi, Ann, how's everything going?
It's been good, yeah. We've been back in the office for about a month and a half now, and we've been working from home for those last few months, so yeah, kind of back to normal-ish.
You know, and that's the way it is, normal-ish. The new normal, the old way probably will never come back again. If it does, it'll be a long time. I mean, we're going to talk about this event forever. It'll be something that's out there. And you know, a downtown is so vital to a community. And so how are things going in the downtown?
They've been good. You know, we've still been having some tourists coming downtown. You know, our parking attendant sees cars every day from out of state. So, you know, it's kind of mixed what we've been hearing from businesses. You know, some have said this is back on track for a normal summer. Others are still kind of feeling the hurt from those previous months where they had to be shut down. But overall, you know, everyone's still staying open, and there's been so much community support for our downtown and just our business community in general, you know, through the All In for Alpena campaign. The DDA matched some of those awards for downtown businesses, and then small grants that are now available through Target Alpena and the MEDC. So yeah, I guess the positive is we've seen the community kind of rally around our businesses and ensure that they make it to the
And
other
like our
side.
last guests who were here talking about the new project at the hospital, you know, they brought in tons of additional labor, you know, more people coming to town. I know I see people walking downtown that I know I don't know, so I know that they're new and coming in. The Lady Michigan is back up and running, so all of those things really help. And I'm so glad that the stores were able to stay in business and stay open during these trying times, and I'm sure it was hard for everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely been a transition, but you know, we've seen a lot of our storefronts add new offerings, especially
Yes.
online. So we did a few virtual shopping nights, which were really successful. So, definitely people are adapting, and, nothing can beat that in-person experience of coming downtown. But people are trying to adapt and accommodate people that may not want to travel or, shop in person or eat in person.
And then I saw the news where the theaters are going to be purchased, and they're going to be brought up to a theater and back to the old Maltz Theater.
They are, yeah. That was definitely the big news of the month, possibly the year. So we're really excited for Jeff Konchak to be taking on this project with AMC and everything. The movie and entertainment industry is going through. To have those closed was really terrible for our community as a whole, but to know that they're both going to be restored, and to my knowledge, especially the Royal Night project should be happening quickly, at least to have the facade work done. So we are so excited. Those are two crucial buildings for our downtown.
And I see other stores are doing some remodeling and fixing up their storefronts, and there's little projects going on everywhere. So, that's so important to keep all that stuff vital and looking good.
We are, yeah. A lot of the work has not stopped. The old dry dock, which is going to be red brick, tap and barrel. I know they want to open in the next few months or so. The antique mall is still for sale, and I know there's been people interested in it. So yeah, there's still things changing, and the library is starting its renovation.
Yes.
It's a huge project, but it's going to be incredible for our downtown.
And now I was very sad to see you were going to cancel some of your events, and I understand, and I'm really proud that you've made that step, because it is the right thing to do.
Yeah, this is the time of year we usually really start planning these events for the fall, and as you know, fall is kind of our big festival time for our downtown. So we have canceled our chili chowder cook-off. If we can still hold it, maybe in like the late winter, we might do that, or we might just wait till next year. But we're still looking at ways to have some small events downtown, so hopefully we'll have more details soon on those.
And your Shakespeare event's been canceled also.
Yep, our Bard at the Bar is a combination of gathering people, and with Thunder Bay Theater not having a fall season because of the building and COVID, we just didn't have the staff and the time to pull it off. So we're hoping for 2021 these will be back and better than ever.
And speaking about that, like when Habitat for Humanity, when their building burned, the community just stepped forward, and it was amazing, the wonderful things that happened. And the same with John Benson. What a loss for him and his staff and his family. I mean, that's been an institution in our community for a long time. But our community has stepped up for that too, and for Thunder Bay Theater too. It's sad, but hopefully maybe something will happen and they'll be able to have a season.
Right, I know. I've seen, last I saw with the fundraiser that was launched for John, there was like I think 26,000 between in-person and online. So it's just really great to see the community. We want to see these businesses succeed. And I'm not sure if he's planning on rebuilding or doing what, but hopefully there'll be something positive that will come the way. And I know the theater too is working through the insurance process, and they were planning on renovating the building anyway. So it's just kind of putting that into high speed right now to make those decisions.
So what else is happening with the Downtown Development Authority?
So we're looking, of course, as I said, towards some smaller fall events. We are hosting a new event called Coffee and Cars this summer. So every Saturday, if you own a classic or collectible car, we're encouraging you to come downtown and park wherever you'd like, and encourage people to come see them from 9 to noon.
Perfect.
So that's through August, each Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon. One of our committee members, Laura Shearer, who owns Rusty Petunias, saw other communities do this. So it's kind of an easy, fun thing for us to do in the time of COVID. And then we are having our second mural painted as a part of Fresh Waves. So hopefully you've seen the first one that was completed at Salon 125 by Mark Petrowski, and we're having a second one done on Thunder Bay Theater's warehouse. So that's right on Fletcher Street. Luckily there was no fire damage, but we delayed it just a few weeks with everything going on that side of town.
I watched that guy paint. He just takes the brush, stands back, goes like this, stands back, goes like this. It's amazing.
Yeah, he completed it in about 3 days' work.
What a phenomenal artist.
Yeah, he was so pleased. He said working in Alpena was perfect. He was like, this was one of the best experiences I've had. So many people coming downtown, thanking him for the work, stopping, taking photos in front of it. So we're really happy how it turned out, and we're happy to add another one in the next few weeks.
So now, to be a member of the Downtown Development, you have to be within a certain parameter.
Correct. Yep, we have designated boundaries that run from both the harbor all the way down to where St. Bernard's Church are, and incorporate all of Chisholm, and then we incorporate part of the south side, and then up until St. Mary's on the north side too.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep, so we have designated boundaries, and if you own a property, you're part of the DDA.
and then give you a call if they're interested in helping with some fundraising, some events, always need extra help. And you have a lot, do you have any apartment buildings available right now, or are they all filled?
You know, there's some new ones that have been added at the where the old dry dock used to be, and then above Bob's Bullpen, I know there was plans. So there's always more being added because those are in such high demand.
Yes.
So yeah, if you're ever interested in learning more about living, working, owning a business downtown, or just want to get involved, our office number is 356-6422, or you can swing onto our website.
And what are your office hours, Ann?
We're usually there between about 9 and 5, but since there's only 2 of us in the office, if we're out running errands or at meetings, it's always best to call ahead just to make sure someone will be there.
Well, thank you so much for, hanging in there and keeping everything alive and moving downtown, because it is a very important part of our community.
Thank you, absolutely, and thanks to the community for continuing its support even through these difficult times.
I'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Joe Gentry, Executive Director of the United Way of Northeast Michigan, also a very valued member of the ACC Board of Trustees.
Thank you.
Joe, you and I were talking recently, and you were working on something I found really exciting in your role with the United Way, and that was something called the Equity Challenge.
Right. A lot of organizations, individuals as well, especially in our community that isn't very diverse, having a tough time how to respond to these social equity challenges that are going on in our society, and the Black Lives Matter. And it's pretty much statewide. The Michigan Association of United Ways have implemented the 21-day Equity Challenge. And it is a self-learning, self-volunteer program that lasts for 21 days. If you participate every morning in your email, you get a prompt with a topic, and there will be articles that you will be linked to and some videos that might be TED Talks about that topic, and even perhaps a podcast. And I went through it. That was offered through the United Way Worldwide, just for United Way staff. And it was eye-opening to me. It changed my perceptions. And I found it to be very, very insightful and thought-provoking. And so we have the opportunity to bring it to Alpena and to bring it to our community. And starting September 8th, the program will kick off. And I'm out right now trying to drum up participation in it. So I'm excited about it. I really think it would be valuable for any organization that's looking at how do I train my staff, my employees, my participants to be aware of the issues that really are behind the social equity issues in our society and the Black Lives Matter movement. And that's, I'm excited that we're able to offer it.
Well, congratulations. And those are complicated, important issues that I think everyone who deals with people could benefit from. So take me a little bit through the mechanics of it. So if I'm participating, so every day for 21 days something shows up in my email.
That's it. To register, you can go to our website, www.unitedwaynemi.org, and right on the landing page is a tab. You hit the tab, 21-Day Equity Challenge, and it takes you to a brief synopsis of the topics that are going to be covered day by day and what it involves. And there's a simple registration form. We're not using this to solicit your email address or to later come after. I don't have access, and we won't have access to the addresses. It goes to a third party who's going to then send off the emails to your address. It's totally confidential and voluntary.
Wonderful. Any cost to it?
No cost. Just 15 to 20 minutes of your time every day. And the beauty is you can go back and revisit if you don't get to do them all. You can pick and choose. There's options that you can pick and choose the things you want to listen to. Maybe you're not a reader. You can go to the video. You like to listen to podcasts, so there's lots of options every day.
Do you have to start on September 8th?
No, you can join at any point in time. But once you sign up, you're going to get the emails. And it's up to you whether you delete them or whether they stay in your inbox so you can revisit them.
Yeah, great stuff. So give me or the viewers, I should say, a sense for what those topics cover.
The first topic is just a general overview of racism. It talks about internal racism, intrapersonal racism, institutional racism. Ours is going to be more Michigan-centric in that it's going to deal with LGBT issues is one day. It's going to talk about work issues and upward mobility issues. It's going to talk a lot about the ALICE population data, that 40% of, I call them working poor, 40% of the Michigan population lives below the income level to make all their ends meet. It's a gap between the federal poverty level and the real income it takes to make ends meet.
It's where a lot of our students are.
You're right, it is. I've worked with Amanda Sumricks. She's the My Best coordinator for the college. And she's trying to identify the resources in our community that are available to students that have difficulty. My hat's off to ACC because you did the survey of your students to try to get a handle on what are the greatest needs, whether it's food insecurity or childcare issues, transportation. Those are critical issues in making sure that students are successful and complete the programs they're in.
You bet. And those were the top 3 issues on the list, I think. So in response to that, we did open a food pantry that has been very popular, well used. So you have a number of really pertinent social issues. In 21 days, cover those.
Probably not enough time, and we're doing it consecutive. And the 21 topics are on our landing page so people can look at them. Maybe there's some that they're not even interested in pursuing, but there's many of them that I'm sure that anybody will look at and go, I'd like to find out more about this issue. I kind of think, you know, here in northern Michigan, we're kind of isolated from a lot of the bigger social issues that are going on in urban areas. It's an education, self-education process to improve your perception of what is really going on.
You're so right. I mean, this morning in 20 minutes, the community college presidents will have a 3-hour in-service on implicit bias and recognizing it, responding to it, preventing it at their institutions. You know, so I think we sometimes are complacent because we feel so isolated, and our kind of the racial mix is pretty homogenous, but there's things to learn and sensitivities to grasp. Sounds like this is going to work toward that.
Hopefully it will. I mean, in my own personal case, it certainly has. There's an interesting program that was part of this, where it links you to go out to University, I think of Southern Cal, put together what's called an internal bias test, the IBT. And there's like 15 topics. It takes you about 10 minutes each topic to see what your internal bias is regarding people who are overweight, Chinese Americans, African Americans, LGBT, gay people. I mean, it's just, and if you take the time to go through each one, it then tells you, based on your interaction in the survey, what is your personal bias? Do you really have personal bias?
Yeah.
Are you slanted more toward, or do you just slough it off? And that was very eye-opening to me. I found it to be, I probably do have some biases. They're unconscious internal biases that maybe I need to deal with. So,
Joe, thank you. And the Equity Challenge, folks, we urge you to look into it. We think it'll be a good thing for the community. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town, and we'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town. with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.